Hey, welcome to another edition of Around the Lakes. I'm Josh Durso, and today we're talking Girl Scouts. We welcome Jaime Alvarez to the program today. She's here in the studio to talk to us a little bit about what's going on with Girl Scouts and some of the really exciting events that we have coming up in the next couple weeks. Jaime, thanks for being here. Thanks for enduring through our technical difficulty that we just had. So kick it off by telling our listeners a little bit about what's going on and what your role is within the Girl Scouts organization.
Well, I'm the communications director for Girl Scouts of NYPENN Pathways. We're the regional Girl Scouts Council. We cover 26 counties, 24 in New York and 2 in northern Pennsylvania. And right now we're in the midst of Girl Scout cookie season. It's January through March, and the Girl Scouts have been out, taking orders from folks and their families, and then we'll have our big cookie deliveries coming in to have booth sales during the month of March.
So how did you get involved? You specifically, how did you get involved with Girl Scouts?
I joined the council about a year ago. We're a brand new marketing department, so it's been really fun to help promote this leadership development organization for girls, and to just tell the stories of what they're doing in the local community.
So next week, what is going on next week? I believe Wednesday at the Finger Lakes Mall in Aurelius. Talk to us a little bit about what that event's going to be.
So next Wednesday, we have one of our cookie depots, we call them. It's when we get all of our very large shipments of Girl Scout cookies in. Those are all the pre-orders that the girls have taken from their friends and family, and also the cookies that they're using to stock up for their booth sales, which take place in the local community during the month of March. So it's really quite an impressive sight to see.
How much work goes into building up and getting to this point? Obviously, when you're talking about thousands of boxes of cookies, you're talking about probably a lot of logistical work that goes in building up to that moment.
It's really, it's all to the credit of our staff. They are so well organized, and at these depots we have all of the cases, just thousands and thousands of cases of cookies that come in. The parents and troop leaders and girls come to pick everything up, and our staff can tell them, how many cases will fit inside of the vehicle that they're driving, and we have folks that bring their cars, their minivans. We even have U-Hauls that come up, and it's kind of like Tetris fitting all of the different, cases into the back of the car. But it's really exciting to see so many cookies and all the hard work that the girls have put into selling.
Now, does the culmination of events that take place over the next 2 weeks, is that sort of the tipping point for you guys as you guys kick off your full year of activities? Because like you said, you aren't just about selling cookies. There's a lot more that you guys do.
Yeah, the cookie program is a very large part of the Girl Scout movement and the experience that the girls have each year. After we get done with cookie season, they'll start thinking about what they want to do with their cookie earnings, and they might want to go to Girl Scout camp. So we have 4 properties where we have Girl Scout summer camp during the months of July and August, and then we'll sort of die down a little bit, and then the new school year will begin, and the troops will come back together, and there'll be more programming as we go, and then we'll lead into another cookie season.
How much of a challenge is that, letting people know and teaching people that, parents included, that it isn't just about selling cookies, going door to door selling cookies. It's about the camp programs and the various activities that you're doing, the community outreach that the girls and the organizers are getting involved with.
It's sometimes it's hard to sort of think outside the cookie box, if you will, but the girls are we're teaching them leadership skills. We're trying to make girls of courage, confidence, and character, and they make the world a better place. So that's really the mission of the Girl Scouts. We're the preeminent development leadership organization for girls, and that's what we do throughout the year.
So just briefly, I'm curious, what have you guys seen in terms of your numbers over the last several years? Has it been increasing, decreasing, sort of level the same, or what kind of trends have you seen in that regard?
Well, there's a lot more choices for girls these days. I mean, when Girl Scouts was founded back in 1912, there weren't a lot of opportunities for girls to get out there, and one of the reasons it was founded was to get girls outdoors and get them really thinking about leadership and building the future leaders of tomorrow. Certainly they have many more choices today, which is wonderful and a testament to really the women's movement in general. But we see good numbers, and we just want to continue to have girls from kindergarten through 12th grade exposed to the program and think about it and join and stay with us for the duration.
Now, that was going to be my next question. Is there a point where the kids typically start to get less involved at a certain age, or is it something that they tend to stay involved all the way through?
You see both. We
Both,
see
yeah.
a little bit of both. Usually with the older girls, they may tend to drop out because they have other competing activities. Even parents have, there's so many things, you're pressed for time, and but we'd love to see the girls continue all the way through the program and earn their high awards and really complete it right before college, and then stay on and hopefully become lifetime members and one day become future troop leaders and adult volunteers to help the next generation.
How much of a challenge is it for you guys navigating young families, folks who might be working 2 or 3 jobs, sports? You're competing with all these different, you said you're competing with a lot of different opportunities that kids have to take part in. How much of a challenge, though, is the parental aspect of it, where you have families that are working more jobs and things like that?
Well, I think any youth organization has a challenge in this day and age to retain members and to be able to compete with everything that families have going on. But it's a testament to our great adult volunteers that we have and our troop leaders that they take the girls in, they have meetings, and they go and do activities, and the parents can be as involved or not involved if they are pressed for time as they want to be, because we have these great adult leaders and mentors that are there with the girls.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now I'm going to put you on the spot. What are, say, the top 2 or 3 reasons for those out there who might have kids who might be thinking, well, maybe my daughter might want to do that? What are the top couple 2 or 3 reasons why it's a great opportunity for girls to get involved with?
Well, Girl Scouts helps girls build courage and character, doing things like the cookie program, for example. They're cookie entrepreneurs. They're running their own cookie businesses. They're learning life skills like goal setting, decision making, money management. Even the littlest daisies are making change at the cookie booth. They're also getting out there and doing outdoor adventures, high adventures like ropes courses and rock climbing, and we have 4 adventure centers, which are camp properties. So there's outdoor education as well, and just the leadership skills that they're learning as well through the program. So those are really the caveats of the movement.
I have to ask, how much of a challenge do you guys see? You have this trend towards digital, and you have kids younger and younger on electronic devices, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a smartphone, whatever the case may be. But you're talking about sometimes getting outside, mm-hmm. Doing different physical activities. How much of a challenge is that, and how important do you think that type of having that available still is?
I think it's a challenge in this day and age as a parent of of young children. Certainly, the need to want to go towards technology as opposed to really getting outside. It's something that we have to all balance, and I think the Girl Scouts do a great job of that. The programming incorporates things like STEM education and really getting them involved in the technology. But there's also a time and a place to put the technology down and really get outside and explore and take part in those outdoor adventures. So I think there's a good balance.
Now, I have to ask on the communication side, in terms of, as you guys get out there and start to try and connect with more people, to ask more questions, to get people more involved, what are some of the sort of success stories that you've seen, or that have stuck with you over the time that you've been with Girl Scouts, where that you sort of think back to it and say, wow, that really, that's why I'm doing this?
Well, we have our Gold Award Girl Scouts, which are it's the highest honor the girls can achieve, and we're trying to tell those stories. And there's girls that they come up with these great, really wonderful community service projects, like about mental health and educating kids in the school, and also just doing community service and things where there was another young lady who went through and found all the veteran graves and marked them in like the hometown cemetery. And another young lady who developed a emergency signage system for her very rural community to help ambulances and first responders get out to folks that are way out in the middle of nowhere. So it's really wonderful to see these projects come to light, and to see what the girls are thinking about in their own communities and in their own heads, and what they think would be beneficial for their peers and for locally. So it's really inspiring.
I was going to say, is it amazing, sometimes to think wow, that's a 7 or 8 year old kid. They thought of that. Does that ever kind of just strike you as wow? Absolutely.
And I think that just seeing all the different experiences that the girls are taking part in, and how they're growing and learning, and they're going to become tomorrow's leaders. So it's really important that we give them skills and tools to take with them today.
Now, just quickly recapping, what's going on next Wednesday, and when can people actually show up and sort of see the spectacle that's about to happen?
Well, next Wednesday is the Cookie Depot, where they can actually, you can't buy cookies at the Cookie Depot. You
Right.
could see, the thousands and thousands of cases. That's from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. At the Finger Lakes Mall. We're going to be there for a few days doing this, but that's when we're having a little media opportunity. And then if you want to buy cookies and you don't have a Girl Scout in your life that you've already ordered them through, all of the booths open in the local communities the first weekend in March, and they run through Sunday, March 25th. And you can find them by going to girlscoutcookies.org and putting in your zip code, or since we're talking about technology, you can download the official Girl Scout Cookie Finder app, which is free on Apple and Android devices.
Now, I can't let you go without asking. Your favorite Girl Scout cookie is?
The Thin Mint.
Why?
I like chocolate and I like mint. I mean, who doesn't?
Okay.
They're all really great. The Thin Mint is actually the most popular selling flavor that we have, and they're really good if you stick them in the freezer, which I think a lot of people do.
I think a lot of people are genuinely curious. Like, what is the process behind coming up with the different flavors? And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of change within what, Girl Scout cookies are. What is that sort of process look like behind the scenes?
I'm not really privy to all the different processes.
Right.
I mean, clearly we work with Girl Scouts of USA, which is our charter organization. And then there's two different bakers, actually. This can be a very hot topic to talk about. There's two different bakers that supply all the Girl Scout cookies for the U.S. There's ABC, and then there's Little Brownie. And we are a Little Brownie Baker Council.
Okay.
And actually, like Girl Scouts of Western New York, I believe, is ABC. And some of the cookies are a little bit different in the way that they're made. They have the same varieties, but it's very, a hot topic to talk to people about, like, do you like the ABC Thin Mint versus the
that's interesting.
Little Brownie, Thin Mint or Samoa. They have a couple different names for theirs. But I think they're all really good. I mean, there's been of quite a few different flavors that have debuted and gone away over the years. These have really become the staples. And then the s'mores, which debuted last season, was so popular that they brought it back. And it's really great. It's a cookie, a little sandwich type cookie. And if you stick it in the microwave for a couple seconds, you get that campfire flavor.
Ooh.
Just a tip.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you coming in today. Obviously, best of luck with everything you got going on next week and then over the next several weeks as you kick off a really exciting year.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. I'd like to thank Jaime Alvarez for stopping by. For the latest news, remember, check out fingerlakes1.com, and we will see you next time.